All right. Hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the Amazing Super Chris. Thank you for joining me. It was a weekend. The weekend was here. Now it's gone. The Super Bowl, we had a Super Bowl. The Evil Ones team won. So that means she's been in a good mood lately. That's good for me. And all that business. Kelly Laughlin is here to join me this morning. Ryan Coltastic is cleaning up after Pickles, because Pickles did what dogs do. She pickled. And we'll all be here in just a minute. Running a little behind on the show, getting some, things going on, but we'll be here. We'll be back in just a minute. Ooh, let's do this one here. Hello.
Are you feeling the world is leaving you behind? Do you look at all the pseudoscience, rumors, and wild speculation on the internet and wonder, why can't I do that? Well, friend, you can. We can help you. We are Conspirowin. Conspirowin has a long history of helping anyone with a hidden truth. We will get your message out. The conspiracy theories you see today all started out with one person's vision. The moon landing hoax was launched by a NASA engineer whose manager didn't okay his vacation request. Conspirowin was there to help out. Christianity started out because one little girl named Mary got pregnant out of wedlock, and Conspirowin saved the day. Now, the virgin birth is accepted Catholic doctrine. You may be thinking, but my idea of the center of the earth being made of ice is far-fetched. No one's going to believe that. In a world where people believe windmills cause cancer, we say no dream is too big. Conspirowin will take your fledgling idea and feed it to our YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok operatives. And these savvy social media professionals will raise doubts with the prevailing scientific consensus. They will say no one has ever seen the planet's core except Jesus. And science is wrong all the time. That's why science has theories and not Jesus. Within 30 days, we guarantee you CNN will run a story on how your conspiracy theory isn't true. We will also give you 100% assurance Fox News will say your crazy idea about the Earth's core being an icy ball is true. Follow your heart. Listen to the voices no one else can hear. Team up with Conspirowin.
Here we are, and we are back. Good morning, everyone. Let me bring up my guest host and co-host this morning. Good morning, all of you wonderful peoples. How are you doing?
Hello there. Good morning. I'm okay. Rushing in like usual.
Good morning. I can't hear. We can't hear. Kelly. He's not being heard. Yeah. Oh, his mic was muted and not muted. I think it's. I want to say it's on his end because I can hear you.
You can hear me fine.
Maybe if he refreshes his page.
Refresh.
Maybe that's what I would do if I were me. If I were me, I would refresh the page.
I'd do a little remix.
What's that?
I'd do a little remix.
There you go. Oh, that's great thinking. Great thinking. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Ryan, it is Wednesday. How are you doing so far?
Well, I'm good, but I walked downstairs and just to like real quickly do something before I start the show. The strip from the aluminum foil, the rigid strip where you rip it? Well, I'd thrown it in the trash can last night and she had it in her mouth because she had just been digging in the trash. I was like, oh my God, thank God I went down there because she could have really tore her mouth up thinking she got something good. I just, tasty and delicious. No, it's not tasty and delicious. But
no, it would have been
traumatic. Oh, well, no, thank goodness.
Very traumatic. Moonlight. Sorry, it's so tiny. Reveilles is so small on my screen. Moonlight. Good morning, Captain Moonlight. We still can't hear Kelly, and I don't think it's my fault. I refreshed my page. I blessed it. I prayed over it. I did the Jedi mind trick. Flockmeister is here. Says, what have you done with Chris, you soulless hell beasts? I think he was talking to you, Ryan. I don't know.
Me,
why.
Probably.
Yeah. I refreshed my page and that didn't work. We may just have to look at Kelly and see, I'm looking to see if he's so he doesn't come in there. He comes in with you. Audio wise, he comes in with you. So I don't know why he's not.
Should I refresh? Is it my fault?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'd love to blame you. Refresh and we all refresh. I'm sure Kelly's microphone is working. Always fun to have our what do you call them?
Tech gremlins?
Tech gremlins. Indeed, tech gremlins. They are here. Let me go live chat. Don't forget to switch it to live chat, my friends. YouTube hates us all and wants us to die.
Yes, that's a good reminder, actually. I'm going to do that right now.
Kelly went away. I'm sorry, Kelly. Kelly, maybe reboot your computer. Have you poured holy water on your computer, Kelly? I tried that the other day. It hasn't started since. I had to get another one.
Get a spritz. It's a little safer.
I think I solved it.
There we go. What was it?
It was my audio was turned off.
Oh,
I don't know
that's
why.
good.
I didn't turn it off. It just turned itself off. So my bad. It probably happened when I refreshed my computer or when I restarted my computer this morning.
Well, at least you figured it out. You laid hands and healed
You
it.
did. You did.
Bless.
I really did want to
Sometimes
blame
I'm
Ryan.
actually smart.
Who told you that?
I tell myself that.
I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man.
Praise God.
Praise Doug, that's right. Oh, hey, I want to say real quick, Musical Monkey for you, good morning. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you guys for joining me. Last night, I actually got to pop in for a few minutes on the Deconstruction Zone live stream. And just said hi and hello and, told him about how, his comments about the channel kind of helped guide me and, get me back on track. I was probably, 3 whole minutes on the stream. I got 70 subscribers. And
That's
just
awesome. I popped in there last night too, but I must have either was there before or after you. That's so funny.
Yeah. Again, like I said, I wasn't there very long. Part of me, and I've seen him do it. I think with the other people, there's other people who just chill with him and talk, and then Christians or theists will pipe in, and both of them will talk to the, and I'm sure he would have done that with me if I'd have stayed, but I didn't want to presume. I just wanted to shout out and say hi and thanks.
I'm weird like that too. I get.
Yeah.
I don't want to put people's toes.
Sean Bumstead is here. I mean, the Sean Bumstead. Oh, we were saying, man, I hope that Sean shows up. And look.
Straight from Canada, too.
Right? All the cool kids are from Canada. Kelly is here this morning. Kelly is our special host on Thursdays. We also have Thursdays. Tuesdays. Today is a Tuesday. Yes, I did not have a
That's okay. I woke up a little out of it too. So
wow.
You're not even in the same location as usual.
I am not. I am at my house today.
I was wondering if you were kidnapped or something. Okay,
no,
good.
I'm having internet problems in my office, so I am at my house today. So you get to see my messy house.
Gotcha. Wow, I didn't even notice. You got such a wonderful, beautiful tie. I hadn't even gotten past the tie. You should have said anything. I would have noticed.
Staring at his rocks, but
you can still see rocks in that cabinet back there. That's still full of rocks. So
I try not to get caught staring at his rocks. I'm just saying.
There's another one right around the corner of that wall, another cabinet just like that one full of rocks too. So
what? Awesome.
Every room in my house has at least one rock in it, even the bathroom. So
that's awesome. Yes. I want to say hello to A Win is a Win. Says A Win is a Win. Says, I'm here because you were on yesterday's DZ stream. See, we were just talking about that. Thank you so much. So happy to have found your channel. Well, welcome to the damnation, fellow burner. It's nice to have you. I hope you enjoy the stream. We've got the stream. We got some funny things that we do. I keep my clothes on most of the time. People pay me to keep my clothes on. That's how that works.
Don't believe it.
But thank you for joining us. And Kelly, I'm sure, is rock hard for Doug. Kelly knows Doug. I mean, Kelly surely is rock hard for Doug. Sean is working from work. That's good. That's dedication right there, Sean. See?
I had a rock with a face on it long before Doug. I just wasn't claiming it was a god. So
So wait, are you saying that you knew Doug before he was cool?
Wow.
Yeah. I guess I am.
Damn.
The original pet rock, I guess, huh? Did you keep yours and worship it?
I never had one. One of my sisters bought one though, and honestly, I don't know if you remember, but the little instruction booklet that came with the pet rock, that's why you actually bought the rock, was that instruction booklet, because it was so fucking funny, you know.
We couldn't afford the pet rock.
Yeah, they were really expensive. I mean, they really were.
Yeah, we were pretty poor. We have to rock hard for Doug. Ad Blockman, good morning. Sapien Cephalopod, good morning. I had a pet rock for 50 years ago. Googly eyes and all. That's awesome. The googly eyes make it gooder. The most goodest, in fact. Axel Ignite is here. And let's see. We've got, theoretically, good morning, Theo. Thank you for joining us. Theo made a good suggestion. Here's what I've been doing, my friends. What I've been doing is the chat bot has been in my name. And when I chat, it's been in the show's name. And I was watching the show with your show yesterday, ladies, the Jugs and Java, you know, while y'all were doing the show. And Theo's like, man, it'd be less confusing if you switched them. And I thought for a second, I'm like, you know. And so I did. So now whenever you see it, say Chris Mallard is talking in the chat, it's really me, not the bot. Not a bot.
That does make a bit more sense, you know, because it says your name right up here.
And the damn show says the damn show is the bot.
It confused me the first time.
Yes. I gotta say, my friends, I really gotta say, I did relish in that for a while, as long as I could get away with it, because I liked watching people talk to a bot that was just a bot. And I'm like, that's not really me. If I could, yeah.
It's so nice. Everybody's so nice in here. It's a robot.
I spent a little bit of mental effort trying to get it to where I could have an AI consider and then respond to their posts in the chat, in the live chat. But I was like, you know what? I got better shit to do than that. You know, so I quit messing with it. Randall Flagg is here. Better than Ember is here. Now you can say the damn bot. That's very true. After this, once this stream is over, my friends, it will pop over to Ember's stream. She's always got wonderful things. I've actually planned out the rest of our streams for this week, and I've got them all linked over to Ember, ready to go. So,
damn.
Yeah, with any luck, may the odds be ever in our favor. And I'm trying to do some it's not working, man. It's not working. Pourquoi is it not working? See more. I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying to stream on Facebook too, and it's just not working. So it's just not loving me. Probably because of all the bad things I said about what's his fuck, you know. But that's just because of me.
Orange one?
Yeah. No, well, yeah. Zuckerberg is who I was thinking of.
Oh, that guy.
Zuckerberg, yes. I want to mention and remind everybody that we do have a phone line. Give us a ring if you desire. We are also we've been interested. We've been having some very interesting phone calls lately. It's been it's been fun. It's been interesting. You know, it certainly has helped the numbers. I want to say it's done that.
I invited somebody to call this morning. I don't know if they will or not, but we'll see.
Well, hopefully they will. Kelly Shearer says, I used to talk to the bot. I was so lonely. Well, now you're here with us, Kelly. The rest of us. And you can still talk to the bot, by the way. You can still talk. Genesis Dragon, Jason says, I have a super important announcement. I got another dog. That's very important. Justin got a dog. Dogs are very important. I love dogs. All of my dogs are here, except Jack, of course. You okay, Bailey? I gotta do your ears. I gotta do your ears.
What kind of dog did you get?
What kind of dog did you get?
What's wrong with those ears?
Yes. What can you catch us up on the dog story? I love dog tales. Thank you for that, by the way. Did Little survive your show better than Ember? Asks Randall Flagg. Did people piece stuff before pickling was discovered? Did people pickle stuff before pickling was discovered? That's a good question. That's an interesting question. Yeah, that's a good question. Probably not on purpose. We had that talk about Worcestershire sauce once. That was, ooh. Yeah, I'm going to turn that off. It's bothering me that it's up there and it's not working. It does not work. But we are
Can
streaming.
you only pickle in in glass? Because it has to be vacuum sealed, right? Can you vacuum seal in any, like, right? Or am I wrong? No?
I don't know if it has, I don't know if.
Maybe it doesn't have to be. I might be making that
I
up.
think it's like the chemical it's in. The vinegar, I guess it needs to be in some sort of vinegar or some business like that.
Yeah, I guess if it's the right ingredients, it should
It might not matter.
not have back to. I don't know.
We
Don't listen to my advice when it comes to.
We have this local pickle thing that's called Griot's Pickles, Grillos pickles. They're the best pickles in the entire universe. They're wonderful and delicious, both tasty all the time. And what the evil one has done, what we do is we get them in these like little things around, they're like coming in the pickle nickels, or we get the spears and it comes in a little thing like this with a top on it. What the wife now does is she saves all the fluids that comes in the pickle thing, and then she cuts up her own cucumbers and sticks them back in there to make her own pickles.
Very smart.
I know.
Yummy.
I do
I
the
have to
same
say-
thing with like hot pickles. Like when I get hot pickles,
Do you really?
I'll just take regular pickles and put them in the hot pickle juice and make more hot pickles.
I have to say, I really married above my station. I really did. I married up. I've always said that, it's really fortunate for me that my wife has a very distinct lack of taste and low standards. Were it not for those things, I'd be screwed. Or not, I guess, screwed.
Stop
Anyway, yes. Secular feeling
Yeah,
made
it
it.
adores you.
I was just thinking, thank God there's a bunch of women out there with low standards, because I would have been a really lonely person my whole life.
This is the song of my people. Let me try to catch up with what's going on in the chat, man. You guys are wonderful. I want to say we've had some as I was saying, we've had some very interesting calls. I've managed to make some clips of them. Our Scientologist called the other day, made clips of that one. That was an interesting call. I really wish our caller, that Baptist guy, would call back, because that's the one I screwed that one up. I don't know. Anyway. But
You
otherwise,
can't get them right every time.
That was
Don't even try to. You just can't get them right every time. So don't worry about it.
Well, this is in this case. Hey, check out what I got for my birthday, the day of my birth. I got this invisible cup. Is that not cool?
I was going to say, is it green?
Yeah, no, it's invisible. You're not listening.
Oh, it's invisible. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. And that's when she
How
hit
come
me,
we
Your Honor.
can't? If it's invisible, why can't we see the vodka inside of it?
Because it's invisible all the time.
Is it a cloak? It's a cloak.
It's a cloak. It's a cloak. Oh, I love that. That's great. It's cloaked. It's cloaked.
Duh.
That was awesome. Yeah, I dig it. It really,
green.
to be fair, it's like a light kind of pea green. It's got all these puppy dog things on it. And it looks, to my eye, like something the wife would sit around and drink in her super chai triple latte or whatever the hell she drinks out of it, all cute like when she drinks. And she's got other cups with puppy dog feet. So I thought, you can have it. It's for you. And then this morning I said, I'm going to use it. And it was just a thing until I picked it up and saw myself in the thing. And I was like, oh my goodness. This is the most fantastic cup in the entire universe.
Like it even better now.
I know. Luke Riley. Good morning, Luke Riley. Thank you for joining us. Woohoo Cup. Indeed. Woohoo Cup. Thank you for that. Yes. Oh, we have a caller. Kelly. It looks like Kelly is back. Oh, a correction on Hebrews. Let's bring Kelly up. There's another Kelly. We have two Kellys.
Oh yeah, my buddy, my good friend Kelly.
There we
Lots
go.
of killers.
Hello, Kelly.
Good morning. Good morning.
Kelly.
Good morning.
I made a mistake. What I said, I meant corrections on Exodus from last Friday when we were talking.
Okay.
Last Friday I had called in and was talking, asking questions about your interpretation in Genesis. Oh my gosh, I need more coffee.
Okay.
Genesis, and I was just curious about your interpretation with the STDs, and I was, and I was getting all riled up because, and it's kind of funny because I don't necessarily believe at all anymore that the Bible is anything more than of archaeological sort of interest. But yet, when somebody says something against it, sometimes that old self-righteous indignation comes up. So anyway, I read it, I read through it, and if you look at those verses from a symbolic standpoint, I see no reason why, Chris, your interpretation is not as valid as any other. So that's great. And also, I had one more thing to say, and it's kind of awkward, but
Okay.
I got so caught up in the moment when I was talking, and you folks had mentioned, well, we don't know what it says in Hebrew, and I had come back with this kind of hubris attitude of, oh, I've read the Hebrew. Well, I misspoke. I just, and there's no, I misspoke. I was learning Hebrew a little bit when I was a young lady, and was learning the letters and everything. But I've long since forgotten that. And I have read the Torah, the English version, but that is a far cry from comprehending Hebrew. And so there's nothing I can do but just say it. You know, I misspoke. I got caught up in the moment, and I think that's very important to confess that. Not that anybody else cares so much, but
oh no, we talked about you all weekend long because we're like, man, can you believe she said that shit? I can't believe she said that shit. No, we just
yeah. Well, you know, it's important if you have a dishonest nature to be able to give yourself permission to say, you know what, I need to stop right here and make a course correction. So anyway, I don't want to take up a lot of time this morning, but to thank you once again for your show, and I enjoy it very much. And that's really all I have this morning. Someday I'll talk to you about the UFO I saw one day, but or experienced, but I lack the ability to share that any more than somebody who's calling in claiming to know how to express God. You know, it's just beyond my capabilities, so I won't waste your time right now. But
understood. Well, you know, I love a good UFO story, though.
yeah,
You never know.
I do too.
yeah.
Yeah, so you know,
the
we
one
don't do
thing-
Sci-Fi Fridays anymore, but you know, one of these days, you know, you just pop in and you tell us about UFOs. I've never seen one myself. I believe aliens or extraterrestrial beings live somewhere in our universe. I need proof before I can believe they've been here. That's all.
Yeah. And well, for me, I never wanted to see a UFO because that from my biblical background, that would mean I was looking at demons. You know, it was like, oh no, and it would never occur to me to even want to see anything like that. But then after, for me, it isn't something you see, even though I said that. It's something you experience. I experienced it with every sense I had in a different way. But that's a story. But yes, that's the first thing I can share about it, is it wasn't about a visual so much as an experience. So anyway, love you guys and have a great morning. All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much, Kelly. Thank you for calling us.
Yeah, thanks, Kelly.
Yeah, I always appreciate talking to Kelly.
Kelly's well,
Kelly's
somebody-
awesome. She's definitely on a journey, and she's handling it really well. So I kudos to her. So
She is.
There's
We've
so
got
much to learn.
a couple things I'd like to mention real quick. One is that we have somebody in the chat, a new person, David Healy. Good morning, David. Thank you for joining us. All caps is generally frowned on by almost anybody. So if you don't mind and you want to hang out and visit with us, then chill out with the caps and just be a normal person. Cool.
It's the text equivalent of yelling if you don't know.
Yeah.
So don't yell in the chat, please.
Yeah. And Rainbow Ash will beat you like a dirty rug if you keep doing it. And I'll sit by and watch. But also, so something else I want to say to, not that we condone violence against rugs. No rugs were harmed. So I want to mention that. And then also we have, hey, Marsha Brew is here this morning, but I saw, where's Gabby? Here's Gabby. I want to put a shout out to Gabby real quick. Gabby called us the other day, had some technical issues, and we never really got to finish our conversation with Gabby. As I mentioned to you guys earlier, I've been dropping clips of the show. I started to mention to you earlier, but I got distracted. I've been dropping clips of the show, and Gabby saw one of those clips. It was one of our Faisal conversations, I think, and was like, hey, what about my call? How come, you haven't clipped my call? And the only reason why I didn't clip it was because it was such a technical nightmare. It was there. Can we hear you? I can't hear you. Is he gone? Oh, he's gone. And that kind of thing. There was just so much of that. Otherwise, man. So whenever we get a good one, a good clipping of you, I'll gladly get you up there. Yes. So Chemical Squirrel says, I've been watching the clips. That's good. I'm trying to focus the channel. I've been creating clips that are the length of the call, and then also shorts off of each one of those clips and pointing them back to this clip. So, hopefully it'll develop our channel a little bit. Yeah,
It's good.
The odds be ever in our favor.
I think it brings in a different audience, like the short form versus the long form.
Yeah. And new faces, it's just getting us out there. My videos, those little short forms get so many more views. They may not subscribe or none of that business, but now 15,000 more people saw my face.
Yeah, the shorts do get a lot more views than the long live shows. It really, they really do. It really helps.
And we have. Good morning, Katie Bluebird. We do have things. We've recently changed to the format where we do take calls. Some people like it, some people don't. I'm still learning. I'd like your thoughts. I think it was. I asked Brent A. And he said it was okay. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I got the impression it's like, it's okay, but it's not all the time okay. And I get that. One of the things that really gets me, if you don't mind, I gotta be honest with you guys, is I watch somebody like Justin, and I get intimidated. No, intimidated. I get stupid intimidated. Somebody will call Justin and they'll be like, Justin, in the 4th century CE, this person named blah did this thing at 4 a.m. on a Thursday. And Justin's like, no. It was a Tuesday. And you're completely wrong about everything else. And I'm like, son of a bitch, how did you even know that? Somebody's going to call and they're going to ask those questions. I'm going to be like, I don't know.
Does he have a photographic memory or something? Or is he
I don't
been studying so long?
I don't think I've ever met anybody who has such a good knowledge of the Bible, an atheist that has such a good knowledge of the Bible.
Like the recall's crazy.
Right. Yeah. It's amazing.
Fantastic.
I love it.
I wish I could do that.
Same.
Yeah, he's just.
But what
really...
the thing is everybody has their place, Chris, and you'll feel yours out too as you go along.
We need lowbrow atheists out here. I want to say hello to
callers. Just when they call, we'll just really treat them like shit.
I invited one to call us this morning, so they had a long text chat with them yesterday. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I have a feeling you won't, though. I think he's too much of a coward to actually have a live conversation.
Ooh, one of those. Well, sometimes they don't send their best. Good morning, Scotty. Scotty is here. The Scotty. There's only one Scotty, and it's the Scotty is here in the chat. Good morning, Scotty. Thank you for joining us. If you don't know who
capital
Scotty is,
THE, Scotty.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. The Scotty is the mastering commander of our Discord channel. So he's the one who built it, controls it. I mean, I was like, Daily Atheist Morning Show channel. He did everything else pretty much. Every now and then I'll go in there and I'm like, he hasn't gotten on to me in a while, so I'll just like add some people or something, just change something. And he'll, do you change this thing? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so that's Scotty. And I also noticed we have a renormalized adve. I'm going to call you renormalized adve, I think. There's got to be a shorter thing than that. Good morning, Ree. Thank you for joining us. I don't know. Je ne sais pas. But
just call him Ree.
Good morning, Ree. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, good morning, Ree.
I don't know what an adve is.
That's a good one. Look, let us know when you find out. Let's see. Brent A says, the counter apologetics really well. I guess I kind of do. And I'm learning more about it with every call. I may not know necessarily about what the Bible has, but I'm learning. I want to say I am learning. But let me pull that down. I still have a lot to learn. One of the things I've thought about doing is, all right, now I want to educate myself on these topics formally. Where do I start? Of course, I don't actually necessarily believe I need a formal formula. I don't need a degree. I just need books to study and learn and to learn the right things. Where do I start? I started thinking, maybe the first place I could start might be Dr. Kip's book. That could probably be a very good place to start.
That's
or
a
the
good
Bible.
Start. Dr. Josh, just read the Bible yourself. Dr. Josh also has two atheist books as well. I only have the first one. I do still need to get the other, but also very good, like start to finish, like history of the Bible type stuff.
Well, reading the Bible is a good way to learn. Go ahead.
I about to say Demon Haunted World by Carl Sagan is a really good book to start with too. And it's not so much against religion, but it works against bad logic, bad thinking, so, and let's face it, religion is just bad thinking, right? So,
yeah.
So it kind of helps you kind of steer a conversation and to steer a person into a better conversation about learning to think better. That was a really bad sentence, really awkward sentence. I got it across anyway, right?
Scott Duke says, Justin is highly educated. Justin has been answering questions so long, things have begun to repeat for him. Yes, he's awesome. Yeah, I feel that. It's starting for me too. I do the same thing here. I'm like, oh man, again with this.
Which will probably start to get things clicking for you, as far as knowledge wise, where something will just start to be right off the bat skis.
Yep. Just time, I guess. Just time. We'll just keep at it. Keep hammering away.
Because I learn things from you as well and Kelly, and you know what I mean? So even through this process, we learn things from each other. So that's even another bonus. And from callers too, because sometimes they're right. Doesn't mean their opinion's right, but they're scripture or whatever. Well,
sometimes I've learned things about the Catholics just the other day on that call. I was like, wow, okay, all right. I know who Thomas Aquinas is. I didn't know he had his 5 proofs.
I still need to research that, but it is on my list. I will do that.
Well, I remember just listening to him and going, oh, that's flawed, that doesn't work, that's not a good reason. To me they were not proofs at all. But I don't know.
But if we learn them, and then if there's anything that's based on that, right away, I'll just already kind of know. Oh, you're bringing up homeboy. Okay, well, let me just tell you about that. So,
right. Renormalized Adve says you can call me Adve. I think I'm saying Adve right. So, yeah, cool. Adve, good morning, Adve. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. Religions are basically a set of thumb rules that explain some set of things and is inherently inconsistent. That's okay. I dig it. Sounds good. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Oh, so I am saying it right. Thank you. I was worried. Let me see. I think another new face in the chat. Oh, it's not new. It's Communist. Good morning, Communist 09182. Thank you for joining us. I'll just call you Communist. Good morning. So Ryan, did you guys have a good show yesterday? I watched a little bit of it. I did. Oh, wait. You know what?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
man.
1,000 apologies. You hold that thought. Let's take a break real quick and we'll get back when, because it's break time. We got to do the thing at the place for the stuff with the people. Let's, should we do goats or fascism or the pup? Let's do the pup.
What,
We'll do the pup. We'll be back. Almost if we play.
Flanagan,
Yes, sir. Very disturbing, I know.
fetch me Father Flanagan.
Your Highness.
You are in the presence of His Holiness, the Puppius Maximus, guardian of the sacred fire hydrant, defender of the holy tennis ball, and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poopsalop the Fifth.
Your popedom. I heard you have a bone to pick with me.
Condoms, Father Flanagan.
No, thank you. I've got plenty.
That's what I mean. Why are you selling condoms?
Oh, you mean our Faro Sombrero line of condoms? Understood.
You know how we feel about those around here.
Well, they're not to be used by the Catholics, of course.
Not for Catholics?
No, they're part of our Sinner Gonna Sin lack of faith outreach program.
A sinner gonna what?
It's like getting the tithe, but from the heretics and the heathens and the atheists.
Oh, well, when you put it like that,
But, Your Highness, this will reflect very poorly on the church.
true. You know what this means, Flanagan?
Warning label, a warning label on the box, not for Catholics in big letters.
Too subtle.
Instant purgatory if used by Catholics.
I like it. Divine branding.
Excellent, your popedom. Will there be anything else?
That will be all. You may leave.
All right, we are back. And let's see here. Flockmaster has become a member. Thank you, Flockmaster, for recharging your stuff. And you did go to bronze. I do need to change the list. I have an updated list I got to get down. We also have new subscribers. Thank you to the new members. Are those fish on your cup?
Yes, they are fish.
They are fish. There's Ryan. She's back. Ah, there you go. Fishy cup. Coolness. Thank you for becoming a member, or still staying a member, Flockmaster. Yes, I will change the list at the end. We got a list of the credits at the end of the show. And our friend Flockmeister, Chick Magnate, actually has stepped up from the, we're cheap. We're really cheap. We're like $1 a month.
Cheap.
To get all the emojis and all that stuff. We have a caller from Charleston, South Carolina. It looks like we're about there. We were going to talk about something, but I forgot what it was because I do that. However, we do have a caller.
Oh, let's take the call.
Yeah, the show. How the show went yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But it was just about a man telling us about sex and our bodies, and it was just kind of really weird and creepy.
Yeah, it was.
There you go. There
It
you
really
go.
was creepy.
Gotcha. All right, let's bring up this other individual. Let's see who we got. It looks like Jake, possibly.
Yeah.
Hi, Jake. Good morning. Are you? You're a human secularism versus Christian nationalism. That's your. Okay.
The reason I'm calling is
Okay.
good morning. I called before last week. You mentioned the caller before me about the 5 Aquinas.
Yes.
I was the caller right after him.
Okay. All right, Jake. Jeff.
So my call
Is
today
it
is
Jeff
something
or
I've been
Jake?
struggling with this. Jake.
Okay, carry on.
So the debates I've been watching is with Dr. Kirk and Alex Wilson, which is pretty contemporary, who supports the Christian nationalist movement. I do not. I support the human secularist movement. And the problem is, in these high-level debates, I have not seen anybody to be able to actually defeat Christian nationalism. They allude to a Trojan horse, they allude to problems, but nobody's actually been able to defeat the argument. And I was shocked because I expected human secularism to do it. The reason I'm calling is to sort of bring, I don't expect an answer or anything, but has anybody ever tried to come up with a solution to that issue, to basically hammer home how, even though human secularism doesn't have a great track record or shifting guideposts, could be the better outcome for society, because that's what the argument's based on, outcomes.
Yeah, I don't really know Christian nationalism. I don't see that. How does human secularism have a bad history? I don't know how that is. I know how Christian nationalism has a bad history. They're almost always white supremacists. They tend to violence. But what about the secular humanists? I don't really know that they do that so much. Maybe
I assume you haven't watched the debate. It's okay. I assume you haven't watched the debates with Alex Wilson, who seems to be the front runner for Christian nationalism. He's pretty vulgar, but his points are solid. He is not the normal debater. He's pretty much the winner in the debates at the moment. I don't agree with his position. He basically says all Christians are delusional, but the way he's opposing Christian nationalism, which he changed the goalpost to mean what I mean it means, is better for society, for outcomes, proven track record, specifically the Orthodox Church. So appealing to his story or history. But the problem is he would propose what's the other alternative outcome. People's proposed human secularism for Finland, and suicides are up, birth rates down. He proposes Christian nationalists or Christian nations, birth rates up, and suicides are down, and sort of crutches to these positions. What I would love to do is to see if, just brainstorm, again, I don't expect any answers, but if, I guess, a group of people could counter that. For example, Matt Delahunty, that was pretty popular. He got walked off the stage because an ad hominem attack against him. But I never got to hear the finale.
So when was this? When was this? It was a debate, you're saying?
Yeah, a debate a couple of days ago on, I cannot remember, but if you search Dr. Kirk, yeah, it was a debate. It was on Bloodbath.
I honestly don't put much stock into debates. I don't think that they solve anything or do anything other than entertain. So, I mean, the winner of a debate is just somebody who can talk better than the other person. I don't see the winner of a debate as not always making a valid point. They're just better at making the point. So, I don't usually generally worry about whether somebody won or lost a debate in that case.
And just quickly, I'm sorry, while you guys are talking, do we have the studies? You said that the birth rate was down and suicides were up in this particular nation or something like that. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, they were from World Health Organization. He quoted several studies. I don't remember them all. Yeah. In this, you'll just have to grant me that he said that.
On that notion, while she's looking sort of those things up, I kind of understand. I just kind of want to point out a few things. One is that Christian nationalism or right-wing people, we would be talking like, I don't want to call him a MAGA without knowing who this person is, but a far right-wing person and a Christian nationalism. They almost always tend to projection and lying, misinformation, changing the goalposts. It's almost certain that whatever he says, this is what we want, is not really what they want. They said they want to go after the harmful illegal immigrants, if their phrase, not mine. Now they go after everybody. They go after everybody, and that's what they were planning from all along. But they wouldn't tell you that. They wouldn't admit that they wanted to put armed people in the troops and go after just any brown person, even if they were American citizens. They wouldn't tell you that beforehand. He's not going to admit to those things. That's what I'm saying about this individual. Just not even knowing him. I'm just guessing from his thing. Now, I don't really see how Christian nationalism, secular humanism is all about really treating everybody equally. And Christian nationalism, excludes everybody but Christians. If you're not a Christian, they treat you horrifically. And then if you are Christian, then there are levels. Are you a woman? Are you a black Christian? Are you a black Christian woman? Are you a transsexual person? You know, all these things have a factor as to where you fall in the Christian hierarchy. To be fair, that doesn't really apply in secularism.
Yeah, I'm not on 13. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I also want to mention something else while it's on my brain, if you don't mind. 1,000 apologies here. Marsha Brew pointed this out. It's really that I think it's an unfair description of the circumstance to state that Matt Dillahunty was walked off the stage. I don't know Matt Dillahunty. I've never met Dillahunty. I have at points criticized Matt Dillahunty for how he treats people, and then had callers call me, and then I treat them the same way he treated them. So I really I'm not defending him necessarily, but I want to say that there's no reason why he should sit there and take personal ad hominem attacks. If the moderator of the debate is not going to stop it and put a stop to it, then that's his only recourse, really. So I'm just wanted to point that out. Matt, if you're watching.
No, I agree. Yeah, I agree. He had the right to walk off stage. What I wish was he did a response video so I could have seen his side.
Oh, he may have.
He may still. So
he may have, yeah, because I remember seeing
good point
something about that. That's a good point, Jake. I remember seeing something about that. I need to look that one up.
Yeah, I like the nature of this conversation is just to bring up good points, because what I do is what I'm looking at is a lot of people are going to be swayed by this. And I feel like they're going to go and say, I'm looking for a leader, a strongman, which is what kind of they support, and the debates. And I believe that the human secularism, even though so far in the debates looks like they've been defeated on position for like historic precedences, they said that the goalpost could be corrupted or moved, or saying if you have, even though the whole Bible's wrong, you could have a guidepost where there's something to go back to, being immovable. And there was some arguments made in there that was valid and legit, but he framed it in a way to where his side was going to win, of course.
Of course.
So that's the nature of the conversation. The chessboard was already set, per se.
Right.
But I would love to see another debate where we could adjust the framing of that chessboard and say that, look, we can do the same thing Christian nationalists can do. We can remove God and do all the good parts and leave out the bad, because he seems to cherry pick, per se, the good. And he sort of defenses the poison of the well argument. So he'll just say, oh, that's poison of the well because you do it too. You know, you're saying there's this slavery or something, you do it too. It was a lot of his arguments to diffuse. And you could say, I agree, but you don't change and we do. And I feel, the reason I'm coming on here, hopefully other people could hear it too.
Is that Andrew Wilson?
Alex Wilson.
Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson.
Good to know. Okay.
Yeah.
He is a strong debater.
To it, because I want to see what he's quoting. And the thing is what I don't like is when people point to particular aspects because it suits their argument. Like, okay, so maybe suicides are up, but is spousal abuse down? Like, are children happier, healthy, better equipped for life? Like, I have no idea. So I'd like to look into that to see if he's just cherry picking what fits his argument better, you know?
Doesn't everybody do that though? Cherry pick what makes their argument better, right?
True, absolutely true.
Well, my argument would be, I just want to make sure he's not lying. He's not using
right, which is why I like to look into their evidence, because people do twist it or just misunderstand it. I'm sure I've done it before myself.
I have to say, because I already said what I said about him being a right-wing person, he's probably a liar and all. I went through all that, right? So my beliefs on it. But guys, I also kind of rambled through some shit a lot. I was rewatching our conversation about the waves in the ocean, the multiple waves with the Faisal, and Faisal was saying, and I was like, dude, we've been sailing the ocean for 50,000 years. I went back and looked, like the oldest boats we've found is like 15,000 years. I'm like, dude. So, I learned things. I'm wrong too, but sometimes whenever you got somebody like him,
I think the spirit of your point was right.
Understood. Yeah. People like him and like Charlie Kirk, they intentionally, I feel, mislead people. That's what I'm seeing in my brain whenever you're talking. Maybe not Charlie Kirk. Maybe Ben Shapiro is probably a better analogy.
He's worse for sure.
Because he's a debater. He's more about debating.
I feel like they start the debate in checkmate. So they set the debate up and they frame it in a way to where there's only a handful of moves they've already game theoried out, and no matter what move you win, they'll pin you down, and they will not allow it at a frame per se. And I feel like I wish there was I'm just bringing awareness that there should be another debate with the frame adjusted to where they can't do those same tactics. Now, what they did, they were honest. When they weren't honest, they were honest in the framing, meaning in that frame, they were always going to win. So I feel maybe we could come together and identify that framing, identify that as a tactic, and work towards destroying that tactic to say, because I think every person could say, look, human secularism just makes sense when you say it out of your mouth, right? It just makes more sense than we should. I mean, just the other day, I learned that even women aren't supposed to be in the Bible. It's a men's club. Like even at the time, it was written for only men. So even that, you know, how they practice is just more of common practice, reinterpretation, pre-exposing the suppositions. It's just reinterpreting.
Wow.
Where if that's the case, well, then we can reinterpret your framing and hopefully defeat the argument. That's really what I was bringing awareness, is he has a very strong argument. I feel like this side of the coin needs to identify the framing of the argument and defeat it.
Well, thank you for bringing that to my attention.
I think that if we use the facts, we can defeat it. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Like a debate doesn't really solve anything. And you just even kind of bolstered that idea, is that they're already framing the debate before the debate even starts, right? So the person who wins the debate is just the better speaker. It's not the person who has the best facts, right? And that's why I don't put a lot of stock into debates. I don't understand why anybody does, because they are strictly for entertainment. They are not to make a point. So I like I said, I think in real life we do have the facts on our side. So I mean, if we lose a debate, big freaking deal. You know, that's the way I look at it. But I know I'm not everybody though, so
that's true. I want to say thank you to Vincent DeVecchi. Vincent DeVecchi. I think I said that right. Thank you for the $5 says super chat. Says, in terms of the goal, if kids, the best possible outcome for children is being raised in a home with married mother and father in the home. Are you stating that? I think you're stating that. I would disagree necessarily that would be the case. I think it has more to do with, if you have two loving adults who are both men or both women, you're as likely to have a good outcome as if you're to have,
I was raised by a single mom. And I turned out all right.
He's not a good example. Don't listen to that bad example.
You know what? That might be a bad example, but I turned out fairly all right. You
did. I appreciate the thinking. It's kind of an old school thinking. Oftentimes, especially in the 50s and 60s and 70s, that time back when they claim that, the good old days when marriages lasted, they lasted because women couldn't get divorces. They would sit in abusive relationships. They couldn't afford their own rent because they had a hard time getting jobs. When they did get jobs, they paid a fraction of what men got paid. They couldn't have bank accounts without a male signer on them. There a whole bunch of things that forced women to stay in a relationship. So it sure seemed like marriage was good and wholesome back then, but it wasn't, because you'll see that suicides among women and stuff went down whenever the no-fault divorce came along. Yeah.
And I think death in men too went down. Accidental
there's
death.
that. Yeah.
I call that my opinion of that, the super chat, my opinion of that, I call it line in the sand science, meaning if you start at this line in the sand, the science says X, Y, and Z. If we get future science that says something different, would it change your position?
That's a great question. I kind of, that's why I was like reading it as are you stating or asking? Because
he's true. According to the line in the sand, he is accurate. However, as we go further and we get more data, that data will change probably. Now, I know that's assumption, but if the data does change in the future, I feel like that's what we're relying on that future, which most likely will happen. I'm just thinking of arguments today to defeat it. That's all. That's all I was bringing up.
Yeah, well, and maybe not be wrong in that if we split it up and we say I would actually probably have no problem with the notion that a couple, a family unit, is better for a child than a solo parent. I can agree with that. Vincent DeVecchi, I hope I said that right, says, it is in my opinion. I looked at the stats. It is true. Generally, we can look it up. The worst outcomes for kids is single parent households. That's probably, most difficult I would guess. Go ahead.
What do you mean by outcome?
Can I interject something real quick too? In a single parent household, there's one source of income. In a two-parent household today, there is generally two sources of income, and that makes a huge difference in raising the children. A huge difference. So you could honestly say that a lot of the problems that single-parent households have are financial problems and not a problem of one parent.
And even two parents still have trouble nowadays because
financially. That's interesting. This is an interesting topic. One of the things about being a parent, though, is we've also, as we talked about before, the classic, and that's a good question. The Vincent DeVecchi says that one, there's this classic notion of a core family unit. And really, I guess like Jake was saying, that we really haven't had enough time to see the statistics on how children come out of relationships that are non-traditional family units. We haven't had as much time to study that as we have had with traditional family units. One thing I want to interject, though, is that with non-traditional family units, one of the things that children from those units suffer from is outside pressure from assholes who have a problem with their parents' way of life. There's nothing wrong with what's going on with their parents' way of life. They're doing just fine. But when the child gets out in the world, somebody like a teacher or a fellow student, she's got two moms, and start giving them a hard time, that's when the effect is detrimental on the child. And that's not because of the child or the parents. It's because of the teachings and understandings and the lack of morality in the other children or the teacher or whomever is teasing the child.
And you know what, too, is also important is support, like familial and friend support.
Yeah.
Like if you have a solid support system, people die. Like you might have a baby with a man, have 3 babies with a man, and he die. Like you're not single by choice. He's dead, but you got to raise these kids. But you have your mom steps up, your dad, your sister, your cousin, whatever, what have you. I mean, I think that is probably important as well.
Yeah. Things like increasing the minimum wage. Then New Mexico, I'm in New Mexico. In New Mexico, my understanding, the governor of New Mexico made it to where all childcare is free in New Mexico. That's a hell of a thing, especially for solo parents, people who, do I pay child support? I'm not child support. Do I pay rent or do I pay for daycare? For my child, so I can go to work. That's a decision that so many moms face, but not in New Mexico anymore because I've
heard other places are trying to adopt the same thing. I hope so. Didn't Mom Donnie say he's going to try to do something similar?
I think something similar.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. I hope so.
That was a great question, by the way.
Make everybody else feel the pressure to want to do these good things for us.
That's right.
And you're going to see the benefits. The crazy thing is they will see the benefits. They will see the number one in the children, but in the economy, because there is going to be more money freed up. And, because we are the ones who put money into our local economy, not the rich folk. It's us.
Right. Here's another one. Thank you again for the $5 super chat. Vincent says, also, especially today, couples with nan and granddad in the picture helping. Yeah. Today it really takes that because the way the world is going, the finances in the world, is just
income.
They took away all the support.
Income inequality has forced people to have more than one income. When I was growing up, just my stepdad worked. My mom didn't have to work. My stepdad made plenty of money to not only support my mother and me, but my 4 sisters as well. So, then when my mother got divorced when I was like 11 years old, she was struggling. I mean, really badly struggling because, as you said, she couldn't get a good job. She just couldn't.
There was this speech Donald Trump did not long after he took office, and it was that they were talking about how he rambled and he was going on about himself, and he was talking about how moms and parents were going to have daycare because tariffs or some business, and people were talking about how he was crazy and how he's just rambling. I actually watched that, and he wasn't crazy. He wasn't rambling. What was the lady said is, hey, we already can't afford things, and now you're planning on taking away these support systems that are there. How are you going to, what do you say to the moms about that? And his whole deal was that, well, we're going to start, don't worry about that. We're going to replace those systems with the money that we get from tariffs, is essentially the balls to bones bear what he was trying to say. That money went away. They didn't get anything. All he did was rob the poor, and now being a solo parent is even harder than it was. This is regardless of whether you're a wonderful solo parent or a horrific solo parent. Either way, it's just harder. I think if we had the basic systems in our country that we can absolutely afford, if we can afford all these billionaires, we can afford the basic systems for everybody in this country. And I think even solo parenting would be,
so much
not
easier.
bad on the child. Yeah. And like a woman should not stay in an abusive relationship just because, the two of us, just because of the children. And that has this whole notion that a couple being a man and woman traditional family, and we want to stay together for the children. How many women have lived for years in abusive relationships for that very notion? And of course, that's not healthy for the children to watch mom get abused, but you know what I mean? It's just kind of a whole thing.
If mom's getting abused, the children are probably getting abused too. It's definitely not healthy
that's
for the
possible
children.
too. You know what, guys? We have reached the top of the hour. I want to thank Jake. I'm sorry, Jake. I don't want to call you Jake. That was a fantastic call. Thank you for letting us know about that Wilson guy. I got to look him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does
me.
a podcast called The Crucible. It might be a little bit easier to find him if you know
The
that.
Crucible.
Doesn't sound good.
Gotcha. It doesn't.
Thank you. That's the line in the sand science. So just like you guys brought up valid points, like all kids should eat for free in school, all kids should get free childcare all the way, like preschool should be part of the school system. Solve that problem. Single mothers could do that. Free health care for all children. These aren't hard issues. Everybody could win there. And if we did that kind of stuff, they don't need to be a part. Exactly. So, and again, why I'm bringing that up is framing the chessboard. So if we put these in law to where those don't exist, well, when we look at the studies paint out exactly what we're talking about. If you change those goalposts or framing to where now that's available to them, I bet you'd find the studies change too. So when we look at studies, remember what the framing of the studies are, the society we live in. If we change those framing, the studies change too. So
that's true. Good point. Yeah. Have you seen, you guys see an example, I think a mental example of this, have you guys seen the charts where it's the fox going, this thing is really skewed. There's numbers, there's a huge difference between these things. They see these charts and it's got a really big bar over here and a really small bar over here. But actually there's only one digit between the two, but they make it look as though, we got to take a break. Thank you, Jake, for calling us. And thank you, Vincent, for the super chats and the awesome question. That was fantastic. I appreciate those. That's good. It's good to point out because that whole traditional trad marriage thing is changing.
It's also good
thank
to
you
watch
guys, and thank you, Wilson.
The enemy. So thanks for pointing out one of our enemies.
Yes. Thank you for that. We appreciate that. Yes, know that enemy. All right, Jay, have a good one. My friends, we'll be back in just a few minutes. We are going to go do something. Let's see, what should we do now? Let's do this one here. We'll be back in a minute, my friends. Do you have a loved one who's on their deathbed, but they've yet to give themselves up to the Lord?
Are you sure you don't want to come to Jesus?
No.
This is your final chance.
No. Worried they're headed to the fiery pits of hell.
Your very last chance.
No. I've been wicked and sinful. I deserve to burn in the hot place.
As you wish. Farewell, my heathen husband.
Farewell, my... Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of post-mortem baptismal kits. No more worries about being miserable alone forever. Be a good Christian and share that eternal pain and suffering with the ones you love. I'm in hell. Not as hot as I thought it'd be. Kind of feels like Houston, minus the humidity. Hello. My favorite drink crafted to perfection. Ooh, and some dank ass weed.
I can't bear to be down on my face chanting, holy, holy, holy is the Lord, every day, all day, for all eternity, by myself.
Wow, is that George Carlin? And Alan Turing, look at that. Carl say, oh, I am so honored. You've been my hero since I was a kid. Neil deGrasse Tyson, what are you doing here? Oh, I get it. I get it. Schrodinger's heathen. Very cute, you. Very cute. That's fantastic. Oh, what is that? What is? It's holy water. Oh, it burns. No, this isn't where I want to be. Pabst Blue Ribbon and a Marlboro? No! Father Flanagan's post-mortem baptismal kit. Dead kid tested, Mother Teresa approved. Is that the Pope and John Paul? Jim Jones and Jimmy Swaggart, huh? I can see that coming. Neil deGrasse, what are you doing? Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
Thanks, Father Flanagan.
Damn them to an eternity in heaven for only $59.99. They wouldn't appreciate it, but you'll feel better, and that's the point, isn't it? Get yours now. Your heathen loved one's time is running out. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. This is some bullshit. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. All right, we are back. Renormalize. Oh, Advait, good morning, Mother Teresa and Christopher Hitchens. Yes, very good stuff. If you're not, the Happy Heretic is here. Good morning. Good morning. So I actually had something I wanted to mention. Speaking of debates, I used to be very hardcore not going to debate. I'm not going to convince you. You're not going to convince me. It's just a waste of time. All right, let's be fair. I want to be fair. You guys want to be honest? I want to be honest. It's just me and you guys here, right? Keep this on the down low. Part of it, to be honest, to be fair, is I'm scared. How much do I know about the Bible or the topic or this or that? And how many resources am I going to have? I've never been in a debate. Am I going to, if I start going off and but you're going to hell and you're going to, they're going to be like, Chris, you can't do that here. We can't, I'll be like, I've never been in a debate. But after watching a couple of them and kind of coming to understand certain things, I'm not necessarily as concerned as I used to be.
Good.
About, because I can learn. I can watch. If I get ready, I can prepare. Like if I was going to debate somebody specifically, I could prepare. I actually got an invite recently from Nate Williams with arcapologetics.org. And they have invited me and a friend to debate a friend of my choice.
Phone a friend.
Friend of my choice. Well, thank
Tell
you.
Justin, I need to phone you.
Yeah. I'm just Justin. Yeah.
Oh, no shit, huh? I'm just glad they let me choose my choice. It wasn't like a friend of our choice. I don't know why. It just kind of struck me as weird. 2 versus 2 debate on the YouTube channel, Modern Day Debates. I was initially looking to debate the pro-life, pro-choice topic. Or whatever, I guess, is his point. They'd be willing. I haven't responded. I was like, oh, man, I need to reply even if I'm respectful and just say, man, sorry, but no thanks. But I've thought about it. I have. And again, it's not because I'm going to convince them, but I might convince some of the viewers, or Justin, for example, if I could sucker Justin. I mean, sweet talk. Justin. I just have to you can see me, right? He'd be sitting there in the chair and I'd be behind him going, come on, man, you ready?
Yeah.
Ready, right? That's my role. Yeah. I keep him cool, make sure he's got drinks and whatnot.
Got the water ready to squirt into his mouth.
Better the number says, do not go on Modern Day Debates if you value your soul. Really, it's not about modern.
Let me go look at
I don't know. The problem, I've had problems with them before. I tried to watch them. I didn't like it. I've never liked it. There's a lot of viewers, man. They sure draw a lot. Why do they draw a lot? And then you watch it and it's not. I don't know. Is that where Matt Dillahunty walked off? No, he didn't walk off left. I don't blame him for walking off the stage at all, by the way, if y'all heard that. Oh, we have a caller. It is Fro. It looks like Fro from Norway. It's possibly Fro from Norway. Maybe here. Again, I want to mention while the caller checks in, screens in, I want to mention I saw Raven Lunatic last night.
Wow.
Chat. Raven, I know. I said, I hope you're all doing well and, you haven't converted to the Lord, that sort of business. And Raven said, his job changes, stays up, he can't stay up to midnight watching shows anymore. That's all it is. Still loves us long time. Said to hug you. And I didn't notice, probably wants me to say something inappropriate because you know how Raven was.
I'm glad he's okay, though.
Yes, glad he's okay. That's the important thing. Check in, bitch. Check in. We worry. I just want to say we got Dragons Marine here, Steve 700, Ivy 2D. That's a cool name. Indeed, by the way. Lots of new people. Thank you all for joining us. So let me bring up, I got caller name. I got Jake still up there. Let me bring up Fro. Good morning, Fro. Fro says, I think morality is inherent.
Yes. Hello, my heathen friends. How are you doing?
We're doing good so far. How are you doing?
Good.
Hello, Fro.
Couldn't be better. Yeah, I think morality is inherent. The question whether it's keeping atheists from committing
atrocities.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just think it's inherently built into us somehow.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
I think religion stole morality from humanity rather than the opposite.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
I have a strange feeling you're 110% correct, Kelly.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. Well, not unfortunately. I mean, because we have records of morality being written down long before, like, the Bible was written. The Code of Hammurabi is, like, I think 2 or 3 centuries earlier than the book of Job, which I think is the oldest book in the Bible, right? Or Lot,
No,
right?
No. The oldest is the Song of Deborah, the Song of Moses. That's
I thought it was the one where God and the devil were arguing over who could fuck somebody up.
That's a big misconception. See, that's one of the big. That's what I was told too.
Yeah,
but if you do some research, it's actually one of the.
Am I incorrect in thinking that? Am I incorrect in thinking that the Golden Rule appeared long before Jesus said it?
Oh yeah. No.
You're not incorrect in thinking that at all. I mean, it's
I don't remember
the Mahabharata, which is 1,000 years older than the Bible. Yeah. So, yeah.
I think almost every major culture has had some form of do unto others as they would want you to do.
Egypt had some very similar, which came before rules too. It's been a while since I've looked at the comparison. If Deviant is here, I'm sure. She would tell us.
Well, we've got 2 different things going on. One of them, we've got the golden rule, which is do unto others as they would do unto you. All major cultures have got that one. There's also the 10 Commandments, which is a list of rules, and other cultures indeed, like they call them the Decalogue, I believe. Did you say that earlier, Kelly? The Decalogue? They call them the Decalogue, and that is ancient Egypt had the Decalogue 1,200 years before. It's like your 10 biggest rules and all the rest of them, but really when you think about it, common sense, just you and me and common sense in the post, they didn't know not to murder. Really? They didn't know that was bad. That's kind of strange. I kind of feel.
Yeah, but I seem to remember it was some years ago. Don't quote me on this, but I seem to remember when they have found different cultures that haven't had contact with the Christian culture. They find a lot of still Christian, so-called Christian moralities in those cultures. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's probably why I think morality is inherent. I think it's just, I think it's something we have.
I think it is. It does vary. Our human morality is not an objective set of specific exact rules.
No.
Yes, we all know to murder, not to murder,
agree.
right? Yeah, but we all have like different levels of, some people are like, don't kill at all. Some people are like, well, you can kill in defense of your home. Some people are like, well, you can kill in defense of your nation. So we all have morality that's a subjective level, but you're right. I feel it's inherent. And, you know,
yeah,
as flawed as it may be.
Just like I think it's for some animals, at least, for each other. Like they don't eat each other most.
They usually have their own set of rules that they go by.
Yeah, there kind of seems to be some rules.
Yeah, there's not a lot of tiger on tiger violence for some reason, Rian.
You know, tiger, that's interesting that you say that. You're right. There generally isn't tiger on tiger normally, but there is tiger on lion. There is lion on panther. There is, if they're not the same kind of cat. Now, I want to go even one step further. Male lions are known to kill all the cubs whenever he comes in and he becomes a new male. I don't want to use the term alpha, but you know what I mean, the new leader of the pack. He sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes will kill all the cubs of the previous leader.
Yes, because the cubs is not his semen. Yeah.
And to encourage the females to get back to breeding because they need to, create some more cubs. Yep. Let's see. Vincent asks us a question. Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to pin that for just a minute and we'll get to this question right after the call. Thank you for the thing, Vincent. I will answer that right after the call. Let me pin it. Okay. Yes. You were saying inherent though. Yeah.
Yeah. I and the reason why I say that is because it's been proven and proven again when we have found like small island groups that have had non-contact with the world before, or doesn't have contact with the world. They still make morality clauses that are so incredibly close to ours. So why should I not believe that it's inherent?
Yeah. You won't get an argument from me on that.
That makes zero sense. Yeah.
Well, and one of the things about the whole God being the commander of objective morality, if that were the case, there would be one. There would be one set of rules. There would be one holy, complete set of rules, and everyone follow. They wouldn't need changing. They wouldn't have changed. They would always be holy, and everybody would follow them because that's the way. It's like mathematics. It would be as pure and holy and true as mathematics is pure and holy and true. If you do that sort of thing, but it's not. The morality set out. Matter of fact, we had a Muslim call the other day and say Islam has objective morality, and this is a good question that this person here, Vincent, asks for $10. Let's do this one real quick. Vincent asks, a while ago I asked about what you ground your ethical framework in. What's right or wrong? If you don't ground it in anything, is it just what you prefer? Inherent morals? Can you demonstrate them? Thank you for that. We're actually, in a way, talking about that, about what's inherent morals and all those things, because exactly the same conversation where we get those things without a God. And we've also, thank you, Vincent, for the $10 super chat. A $10 Australian super chat. Whenever we see the morals that I talked about from the Muslim guy on the phone the other day, even within their own religion, they have so many different variations of what is objectively moral, what they think is objectively moral. And this Muslim here, who's willing to kill everybody, thinks this is objectively moral. And that Muslim over there who does not think violence is the answer, thinks his way is. So therefore, they've proven my point that it's not objectively moral.
Yeah, no, I would agree to that. There is no objective morality at all, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would.
And what's
say.
the purpose? Well, like all those rules and regulations is not going to change anything. If everybody magically snapped their finger was Christian, you think it's going to stop people killing each other, harming kids, trafficking kids, hiding the fact that we're trafficking kids?
Oh
No.
goodness, no, it certainly won't. It certainly.
Can I bring up something that is not on topic but has been on my heart for a little bit while?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of wanted to ask about this. As someone that believes, I struggle, as everybody does, I'm sure, that has had a belief sometime, with doubt.
Yes.
Where is the line between doubt and coming to a conclusion that it's false?
That's a line you have to draw. I mean, that's not something I can tell you. That's a decision you're going to have to make on your own.
Sometimes,
right? And
go ahead. I'm sorry.
because different amounts of evidence will convince different people. So it's hard to say where you draw that line to each person.
Right.
I understand that, Kelly, but I think my question is more like, how do I figure out if it's doubt or actually something that I can't just move away when I think it's just doubt?
When you find the evidence that convinces you. I mean, that I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's like this. It's your personal decision to make. So it's hard for me to say that this is where your limit is at.
And also, if your doubt is driven by fear, then that alone should kind of go, all right, am I being manipulated by fear through doubt? Now you are. If you're sitting there doubting and you're not moving away from their religion, you're doing exactly what they want. And you've been manipulated by fear.
Just by having doubt, you're doing exactly what they don't want. Right, you're starting to ask questions and think about things, and that, Fro, you're obviously on a journey, right? You obviously are walking a new path, and it's not an easy path to walk. It really isn't. There's a lot of self-doubt that's going to come with it, but it's a good path. It's one that will lead you to somewhere where you are going to be better off at that destination. So I encourage you to keep walking that path. I encourage you to keep asking questions, and I encourage you to keep calling in and asking us questions, and hopefully we can help you along that way. You know, if I knew the way, I would take you home. I don't know it myself, but I could at least show you at least part of the path, help you along on part of the path. So
in a lot of ways, we're all on the same path. In a lot of ways, we're all just different levels of, So but I do appreciate you, Fro, for the questions that you ask, and the fact I see you and some others who have called in as seekers. You're actually looking. You're looking for the answer. You're not being obstinate. You're not locked in. You're looking for the answer, and I appreciate that in you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's important to have an open mind. But there was someone that said it's okay to have an open mind. Just don't lose your brain.
Don't let your brains fall out. Not so open your brains fall out. That's right. That is true. Well, thank you very much once again for another fantastic call, Fro.
Can I ask you, Chris, what would you say is the difference between the doubting and actually thinking that you have things wrong? Would you say the same thing as Kelly?
Really, for me, it was a reason. It's logic. It's for my own personally, I actually kind of went, really? And whenever I started having doubts, like, when I was a kid, I used to dream or worry. I didn't dream. I never dreamed, but I would lay in bed thinking demons were going to come out of my floor and get me. It scared me. Now I'm like, really? You do that to kids? And just once I applied the logic to all of it, that's for me what helped me remove the doubts. Now my doubts are about my ability to do the Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Right.
I think one of the things that really got me this week, and I was watching some of Ryan's videos and also some other things. And I think it was Justin from the Deconstruction Zone that asked the question where I was like, I can't answer that.
Yeah.
He asked, why does a loving God give children cancer?
Bone cancer, yeah.
And I was like, I was like, oh fudge, I can't answer that, and I didn't use the word fudge to say that.
But you wanted to. I gotta stop for just a moment. It's killing me. It is killing me, Fro. Pardon me. You can just sit here and be with us on this. I was going to get off the call first, but I just gotta because it's so generous. Miss Kelly has given us $400 in a super chat and said, I listened to A. Wilson for a year before I hit rock bottom with his sexist, ridiculous rhetoric. But it took that to truly hate myself as a woman to get pissed enough to grow and stop being led. And see, a lot of that is doubt. And a lot of that is religious doubt. So a lot of that comes from that. Now I'm here, says Kelly, and if I ever meet Andrew Wilson, this old female sergeant is going to kick his snippy ass in a debate. I'd watch either one of those, really. I'd watch you club him like I don't want to say like a dirty rug. Yeah, people don't.
I was going to say, don't club him in a debate. Club him in real life. Go for it, girl.
There's only so many things I can say on the show, Kelly, before HR starts calling me. You know what I mean? So I very much do want to thank you, Kelly. And we're going to finish up our call here with Fro, and then we're going to take a break. And I will once again address this with Andrew Wilson because it's important. And as we grow in our community, it looks like something we're going to face. And learning about it might help other people get away from it. So
I think so.
Yeah. So, Fro, thank you very much for your call. I hope you had a good 3-day weekend.
I did, yeah. I watched a lot of Ryan videos, so I had an amazing weekend.
Yeah, I usually watch Ryan videos with like tissue.
Thank you, Fro.
No, I'm kidding.
What did you say, Chris?
I said I watch Ryan videos with tissue and lotion.
Wow. Wow.
That's actually not me. That's Ryan.
Trying to get the views.
Wow. She's trying. Yeah, no, fun and games. No, thank you, Fro, for your calls, and we appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for being around, and thank you for being an open line where people with doubt can come and call in.
Yeah, it's teaching me a lot.
That for us.
Well, thanks for calling.
Okay, bye.
I mean, seriously, thanks for calling.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, not only does it help you to get some answers, but it also helps some of the people who are watching. Maybe they'll get an answer too. So, thank you so much for calling and making that conversation happen.
Very true. Thank you, Fro. And again, thank you very much, Kelly. We'll get back and we'll talk to you again because this Andrew Wilson thing does appear to be powerfully importante. Let me do this 1 minute thing. We'll be back in 1 minute, and then actually, no, we won't. Let's do this one here.
Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. What the? I am Wild Bill Wigglestick, and I'll be your handsome host, your gilded guide, your cowboy concierge of Shakespeare. Dude, really? Today on Shakespeare with a Redneck, I'm going to perform the prologue from Romeo and Juliet. Damn it, Bill. Two households, both alike in dignity in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage, the which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Hey, that wasn't half bad. I'm not as dumb as I look. Of course not. You'd be in a coma. Okay, so here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, two snot-nosed brats ignore the warnings of their learned parents and end up getting 4 people killed. Bill, come on, man. You're always blah, blah, atheist stuff, blah, blah, boring. Say something fun, for goodness sake. What? Particle is a fun word. Bill, particle, particle, particle. Bill, or talk about horses and dogs. People love horses and dogs. Or boobies. Everybody loves boobies. Bill, oh, can I say boobies on YouTube? If you close your eyes, it doesn't count. Talk about boobies then. Okay, everybody loves those cute little blue-footed bastards. It hurts right here. Culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid bringing a plague on both your houses. A plague on both your houses! By hitting that subscribe button, then that little notification bell. And bang that thumbs up button like frisky cousins at a family reunion. Thank you and take care.
Peace. We are back, my friends. Before we go again, I do want to mention we had the question from before, actually, Miss Kelly. The question was from Vincent, and it was a while ago. I asked you about what ground your ethical framework in, what's right or wrong. If you don't ground it in anything, is it just if you prefer? In a way, it kind of is. It's kind of how us as a society have preferred. Then we set rules and laws, and we break them. And we get punished. We try to make, we try to write down our morality, but some of us follow it and some of us can't. So I thought I'd circle back to that. What were we going to say, Kelly?
I was about to say, isn't a religious morality one that you prefer to? Just one that you just prefer? I mean, you could you could be any religion, right? You choose
which one you want.
Yes, exactly. That's my point, is that, you're acting like an atheist just picks and chooses his morals, but so does a religious person when it comes right down to it.
That's a really good point.
Interesting. That's true.
I like that. I like that point.
Now, back to Kelly. I did not know. I've never heard of this Andrew Wilson guy, but it does kind of have me kind of curious as to what's going on. It sounds abusive.
Yeah, now I'm actually afraid to go watch. It's going to make my heart palpitate, but I need to do it, I think, so.
Yeah. It just kind of, because, I mean, that's a great example of how his version of Christian nationalism is harmful. How many people walk away from secular humanism with legitimate claims such as that? You'd be hard pressed, I think, to find some. And if somebody in the secular humanism community treated someone like that, they would be removed from that community. I believe is kind of how, so.
Yeah, we are pretty good at self-policing our community, I have to say.
So there is those things. I appreciate that.
At least they'd have a smaller group of support anyway.
Yeah, that does happen. They do fracture. And there's still things going on in our community I don't even know enough about. I just been keeping my head down, working on my own shit and minding my own business so far. I don't know. Yeah. But that's not really good on my part to bury my head in the sand, because I don't know what's going on, and maybe I should. I don't know. But as long as I don't know, then I don't know that I should. So I'm just going to shut up and not really worry about that sort of thing. Larry the Tapeworm, good morning. What a cool name. Vincent asks, well, the idea of morals don't come from them. Oh, wait. They come from a higher power. Well, I don't know that they do. See, I thought that was kind of we just argued, is that especially whenever you look at religions, Christianity is a great example. Now, we've got how many crusades? 11, I think. We're on the 11th crusade of the Holy Land. Millions have been killed in the name of Christianity. Millions of Christians have killed other Christians over things as simple as whether or not to show images in their church.
The Albigensian crusade was Christians on Christians.
Yeah, there's so many wars that were Christian. Matter of fact, I think whenever the settlers first settled in the United States, it was religious groups against religious groups. Whenever they were the first conflagrations. But still, I mean, this notion that you can get your morality from God is false, clearly false based on what we've said. What we've said about getting it from 100,000 years of evolution, various tribes and cultures and small groups and medium-sized groups, and you learn that this is better for you and that better for you, but it's not objective. we know if it were objective, it'd be the same all over the world and everybody would agree, but it is subjective. We have to give it that. It is subjective. It varies from place to place. And even when that moral center varies from place to place, people break the law. They still can't follow it. They got their own motivation. They had a hard on for that woman and she dejected him, so now he's going to go kill her boyfriend. You know, people follow, they fail. So
Right.
I think that's kind of the best answer.
People fail.
Yeah.
I don't think we can get around that, but I think having a better foundation will absolutely help. If people don't learn from a book that it's okay to do those kinds of things to people, then that's just a even better start. Like, hey, hands off.
That's true. Wooden says, my God is vaguer than your God. That's a good point. Well, one of the things that often comes vaguer, more vague, they practice being vague. Well, they talk about how in the 10 Commandments, it says, don't murder. Oftentimes, they'll come at you, it says, don't kill. Well, it doesn't actually say that, right? Whenever you back them into that corner, because the very next chapter, God commands them to commit genocide and to kill every man, woman, and child. So, yeah, sure. In this book, it says, don't murder.
Keep versions.
You can think of any number of things to call it, ways to kill people, and not call it murder. In our society, we call it self-defense. That's not murder. That's self-defense. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. So you just by our own language, we can change that to murder, to kill. So that's not objective by any means. And again, to have it come from some command that some almighty creature that's going to, in the very next chapter, command.
Well, that's because there's no integrity to their morale.
Yeah. Well, you know, how many stories in the Bible?
Your God is moral when he breaks every law of morality. It's just not concise for me.
How many times do you know in the Bible, whenever the people were moving from one point to the other, they're God's people moving in any one of them, because, you know, there was different times. How many did they ever go through and they ever go, oh, listen, people, we're coming through your land. We're not staying. We're just going, and we would like to share knowledge and trade with you on our way. Never. It's always they killed everyone from where they are to where they're going. However, I do want to point out, my friends, there is indeed one instance where the Jews, ancient Hebrews, I think at the time, were traveling from one place to the other, and they stopped and they talked to the people. They said, listen, you're cool, we're cool. If you want to join us and you can be with our women, all you have to do is get circumcised. And those people agreed to that circumcision. And while all the men were down from being circumcised, the ancient Hebrews attacked them and killed them all. So the notion that you get this one tiny, tiny little nugget of corn that says, do not murder, that is buried in a dinosaur level pile of shit. Was that poetical? That was like a haiku, wasn't it?
That's such a good story with Dinah. Poor Dinah. She got treated like crap, man. She just got treated like she was a piece of property. They treated her as such. Who knows how much of the story, like behind the story scenes, she knew what was happening. Did she know that they were going to kill this guy? That they basically were like, yeah, you're going to marry him. Everybody's going to chop the dick. And then you're going to marry him. Was she prepared to get married to the guy? Was she like, all right, this is my life now? Or what? Or was she like, yeah, thank goodness you're going to kill him. That's great. Did she want to go help kill? Maybe she was taking part of it. I just don't think we have the whole story.
You may be right. I brought Ember on. Ember was calling. Ember, I think it may be the Ember.
Oh, is it?
Indeed. Oh, that's amazing. I would love to talk to Ember.
There's the Ember. Good morning, the Ember.
Hello.
That is the Ember. I recognize that voice.
Awesome. What's going on this morning? You say grounding. What are you grounding this morning?
Yeah, all this talk about morality, it drives me a little bit nuts, the way the God-botherers misuse argumentation. And, okay, so this grounding thing, they make it out like it's a foundation for your argument. You have to have a stable foundation or you can't have an argument. That's half true, but it's missing some important bits. It comes from formal argumentation, where you have a claim, which is the thing you claim. You have your grounding, which is the basis for your claim. And then you have your warrant, which is the bridge between the basis and the claim, through which you can demonstrate that it is true. So we can claim morality comes from harm reduction or outcomes or something, and that's our grounding. And then we can show there's a connection between focusing on outcomes or focusing on reducing harm and what we want the world to look like. And so that's our warrant. When the God people say, oh, you don't have God as a grounding, that's only half the argument. They're trying to redirect your attention from the fact they have no warrant to connect that grounding to their claim. They can say God all day long, but that's just another claim, not a grounding.
Right.
True.
Well, anytime you examine that grounding, it falls away.
Approved.
Oh, sorry, Miss Ryan.
Nope.
No, I was just saying, anytime you examine their grounding for their morality, it falls away. Oh, it's the Bible? Well, let's talk about that Bible. Is it moral to have female sex slaves? Is it moral to have slaves at all? The Bible says it is. So their grounding fails. As soon as they may claim, oh, that's why it's so easy, I feel, Miss Ember, is that they may claim, it's a claim. That's all it is. Paper dragon. Paper tiger, I guess, is the...
Yeah, point out it's a claim, but most importantly, like, the grounding, that isn't enough. You have to have the warrant to connect it. Otherwise, whenever they bring up, oh, I ground my morality in God, cool, show me your warrant. They won't have any idea what the hell you're talking about because they just hear this from other theists. They don't know anything about actual argumentation, and if they don't have a warrant, their conclusion is unwarranted.
Ooh,
Yeah, wow. Ooh.
I like that.
Did you just, is that the sound of a mic hitting the floor? That's
I
what
think
thought.
so.
That's what it was. That's what it was, yes. Well, you speak the truth, I think. Thoughts, Ryan, before I interrupt you again?
I mean, I wish I could even think on that level. I think that's great. I feel like that all makes sense, but I don't know that I would have even thought that far. But yeah, for,
That's right.
there's a lot of claims there.
That's why we have Ember to do that far thinking for us.
That is.
Yeah.
That is. That's who we seek for that knowledge. Thank you, Ember.
Well,
wanna mention-
I do what I can, but today we're doing pasta.
Today you're doing pasta. I was going to mention today after the show, my friends, Ember, it'll pop you right over if you just hang on, or just pop over there, find the link yourself, and the show will take you right over to watch Ember, and they're going to talk about pasta today.
Hell yeah.
Indeed.
So bring
Awesome.
snacks. You're going to get hungry.
That's right. That's right. Bring snacks.
Ooh, yum, yum, yum.
I know. Well, thank you, Ember, for the call. Thank you. Is this your first time calling in? I think first offender, I think.
It's maybe, I don't know. You've been on the air a while now.
Yeah, I know. I poured a lot of cannabis in his brain. I don't remember stuff.
That's true.
Very true. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I'm going to take our banner down now because we're almost to the end of the show. IV2. Oh, Miss Ember, do you have anything else? I'm learning how to, end shows.
Well, you know me. I could go on and on and on and on.
You could go on about yourself.
About Aquinas, and I've got that scheduled for the next available day, which turns out to be the 23rd, rather than a rearrange whole schedule. So we will be covering Aquinas 25 arguments.
Okay, so that's interesting. I may want to watch that one and learn something.
Yes.
Hell yes. Well, you should watch all of them because we always learn stuff. That's the name of the show, Learning Together Live.
Oh, that's what that stands for. No, I shit you not, my friends. This morning I was sitting there getting ready for the show. Yeah, I was getting ready for the show, and I went over there and I was getting the link for Ember's show to put it in my show description, so it'll take you people over. And I saw in there it's like LTL. What does LTL stand for?
I used to write out the whole thing, but people were like, "I don't understand." I'm like, you know what? Never mind.
Understood. Well, thank you. Well, yes, go over there and check out Ember.
We're not that smart, Ember.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you, Ember. Have a great day. We will see you here in a little bit.
Bye.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. I got to learn how to just hang up on folk.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo. Love you. Bye-bye. Click. I'm learning.
Just like that.
Ember understands. The subject is what guides the atheist moral code. How does one determine what bad and good is with the framework to determine? I'm curious, Vincent. I see you're curious. I mean, that's kind of what we've been discussing with you.
I just answered that in text, actually, by using a humanist framework and exercising empathy.
Right. I was just curious if the answer that we gave was, I mean, he was pointing people back to the topic. This is what I didn't know if he'd ever gotten a satisfying enough answer. I hope we answered it. I thought not only did we answer where we got our morality from, and also how we didn't get it from them, and how their morality is certainly not objective. I think we covered all those things very well. Did we not, Kelly? I think we did. Your tie says we did.
My tie says a lot today. Yeah.
It really does. It does. I like your tie. You always got good ties.
Thanks. It's even cooler on the bottom. Ooh.
It is. Oh, hey, look at that. It is pretty cool. That is awesome. Dragons in Genesis says, I got my morality from a Cracker Jack box. Thank you, Vincent. Vincent says we did. That's awesome. Because, man, I tell you, I have done a real good job of keeping up with Vincent. Well, of course, the super chats did help. Thank you for the super chats always. But as the channel grows, as it has, the harder it is to keep up with the chat. So I was glad I was able to keep up with what's going on. Actually, to be honest, Mondays we used to have about half this many people. Before we got the call-in line, it was about half. But we've kind of seems like we've doubled our viewership. So we'll see. I think it's working. I like it. I enjoy talking. Go ahead.
And you think that's the calls? It's not me, is what I'm saying.
Well, it probably is. It is, especially on Tuesdays. And then, of course, everybody coming back on the rest of the week are just prepping for your return on the following Tuesday.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah. Sweet. So it's been. You should do debate forums. Vincent, that's exactly what we were talking about earlier. I've been invited to a debate, and I didn't even consider it really at all until you said, but really it's with the modern day debates. And I feel like that's really kind of like, I don't want to say the dumpster fire of debates, but I feel like it's the dumpster fire of debate places. And I don't want to go there. And, like what Matt went through, I don't want to go through that sort of thing. I don't want people sitting there going, I want a real debate if I'm going to debate someone. And I want an audience.
Yeah,
these people
start slinging attacks and stuff.
Yeah.
That's not going to go over well.
We've had people come in and go, hey, I'll debate you on God. I'm like, are you a minister of a church? I'll debate you if you've got a huge following and we can debate live in front of your church or your following of some. But no, it's just Bob and he's got 5 viewers on his YouTube and he wants to debate me because somehow I'm going to say yes to that. Anyway. But I've thought about it now as we're going forward because, I won't convince the other person, my interlocutor. But there may be people out there like Kelly, who's deconstructing now, who's going through a very, right now, I'm quoting Shakespeare, as I speak this, going through the deconstruction. That's fantastic. And then we got other people who are seekers, who may or may not be deconstructing. You don't want to say someone's deconstructing and offend them. They may just be seeking knowledge. We've got Fro. We've got somebody else who calls. Who was it? I actually want to say that Faisal, in his own way, is a seeker. I think if he keeps bringing up these things and he keeps seeing,
maybe they're not as solid as he had thought.
Yeah, he would probably be a good advocate for our side. He's diligent. He's thorough, sort of, at least on his side. Once you get looking at the science of it, maybe that would change his whole mind. Vincent says Andrew Wilson has on average 5 to 8K. I got to be honest, Vincent, I don't think Andrew Wilson would debate me. You know how I said you have to be somebody before I'll debate you? That's probably the same way Andrew Wilson feels, and I'm nobody, man. I'm nobody. I'm not even somebody in our own community. They're like that duck guy. with the funny things. I'll play a commercial here. I'll play another funny commercial before we leave for funsies. If you guys want to pick one, I'll let me know what you want before we leave. I want to do our super chats real quick, guys, and say thank you to everyone. Kelly Shearer has been a member at the channel supporter level for a month. That's fantastic. Flockmeister, 9 months at the bronze level. I will indeed. Bronze level, says Flockmeister, change the list. I do need to change the list. What he means is the list at the end of the show, there's a list of names, the credits at the end of the show, the people we appreciate. Kiwi Banana became a channel supporter, and I didn't even get to see that. Things were happening so fast. Kiwi Banana, that's an awesome name, by the way. I dig me some Kiwi Banana. Then Vincent for $5 said, in terms of the goal, is kids the best possible outcome for children is being raised in a home with married mother and father in the home. And we kind of went over that. The second part of, we went over that. We've got 3 of them that are similar. So let me read these here. For another $5 said, isn't my opinion. I looked at the stats. It's true. Generally, we can look it up. It's the worst outcome for kids is single parent households. I can't argue, I mean, yeah, I can't really argue. Then there's
and I still propose that a lot of that problem is financial.
Oh yeah. There's also levels of bad. Some single parents probably do a fantastic job and some don't. But yeah, agreed. Almost any case, having more affection for the child from more people is probably more beneficial. Now, we're not talking about Catholic priests, Donald Trump kind of affection for children. We're talking about real, respectable for children.
It takes a village, I think, was the old expression.
And then also for another $5, it said also, especially today, couples with nan and granddad in the picture. And that's kind of the thing. I remember that being prominent a lot when I was young too. Young people in their 20s don't want to do kids. They ain't got time for kids. They want to party. They got this thing and they'll do almost anything to get away from those kids. I didn't actually have kids at that age, but I mean, I remember a lot of people ditching their kids with the grandparents. I'm just saying. So that's not necessarily unique to our culture, but I feel that really when the parents involved and the grandparents can be involved, that's more affection, and it does better for the family, regardless of gender of the parents. Generally, yeah. And again, we've talked about also how traditional marriage can be very harmful when people get trapped in a marriage because for the sake of the marriage or for the sake of the children. So there are those things. And I see those. Let's see.
That just basically leaves your child in a predicament where they could just repeat that cycle. Like that's what they've seen. So
yeah, just
repeat it.
It makes it, that's got to be traumatizing, Anyway, and for $400, Kelly Shearer, I want to say this. I'm not used to getting. I know, Kelly, right? For $400, you didn't hear that?
Wow.
For $400. That's why I had to interrupt Fro. I'm like, Fro, man, I can't do it any longer. I gotta. But I want to say, Kelly, thank you very much. I need you, Miss Kelly, to take a moment and to take a moment, if you don't mind, bear with me.
Right.
And take a moment and just assess that you're okay and you can do this and it's not going to put you in any kind of bind in any way. If it will not bother me at all to give their part back to you. No,
maybe she meant $4.99.
$4. I don't know. I just wanted to let you know that I need to make sure you're okay and that's okay for you. We appreciate you. We thank you. If you can, we appreciate it. Things have changed for me since taking on the phone line. It's almost like $40 a week for the phone line, which pretty much eats up, everything when you see what little we, but anyhow, anything can help. But of course, with the phone line have come more callers and more viewers. I think Kelly actually started, just as we started Kelly was one of our first calls, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
So
she was.
Yeah. So, that's kind of thing. So I want to say I appreciate it. I thank you as long as you can do it. As long as it's okay. Mm-hmm. So thank you very much. And Kelly said, let me read this. I got so distracted in my thing that I forgot to actually read it. Kelly says, I listened to Andrew Wilson for a year before I hit bottom with his sexist, ridiculous rhetoric, but it took that to truly hate myself as a woman, to get pissed enough to grow and stop being led. Now I'm here, and if I ever meet Andrew Wilson, this old female sergeant is going to kick his snippy ass. I'm going to leave off those ugly words she said after. Well, she did say in a debate, but I'm not. Just do it in person. It's okay to punch Nazis. I'm just saying.
We're squaring up. We see them in public. We see them in an alley. It's on site.
Right. I don't condone violence, but I understand it. All right. You people are all wonderful. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for the super chats. I appreciate you again, Miss Kelly, very much. I appreciate that as long as you can do it. If you can't, I would not be hurt at all if you decided to take it back.
Yeah, if it was like an accident or something.
Really, anybody who super chats, I would be glad to, I feel you. Yeah, so thank you all. Thank you all to the new people who showed up in the chat and who called, and all of you wonderful people. Tomorrow is Wednesday. It is Wednesday tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Hump day.
Yeah, the day of humps. So I want you all to have a great day. We'll see Ryan tomorrow. Kelly will be back next Tuesday. And I think send safely, my friends. I'm going to do us another little commercial for all those newbies. What do you guys think you want to see? Ghost-scented flesh candles?
Sure.
That one's fun. Ghost-scented flesh candles? Did we already do that? I don't think we did. All right, guys. We'll see you all later. Did. Send safely, my friends. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait. You don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh, no. The Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do you do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning goat flesh rise up to the heavens.
Is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires that pungent smell, light a candle or you're going to hell.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with the sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen sink,